We're going to run through 8 clips. The first 5 show how Derrick uses his jab along with catching, parrying, bobbing, and rolling counters. Then the last 3 we're going to go into how he uses the drop pendulum, and the pull drop. Super quick backstory, I knew Brian Norman Jr. had a fight coming up, and I was just curious about who he was fighting. So that's how I got here. And I will say Derrick definitely has craft. I like his style. He looks to interact with his opponent. So I'll end with this. I think Derrick's a problem. All right, let's get into it. Derrick's in his high guard. He's going to push off this rear foot, lift his lead, snapping off his jab right here. Now, 2 things to take note of. First, he ended where he started, head over that lead foot. Second, his rear hand's ready to catch. Simple enough. Let's go ahead and play that back. There's the jab. Next, Marlon's going to commit his lead as Derrick looks to parry. Again, notice Derrick's high guard, head over that lead foot, and down parry right here. Pretty ho-hum. And let's see that one more time. Down parry. All right, let's get into this a bit more. Same setup, high guard, head over that lead foot. This time, Derrick will actively look to control Marlon's counter right here. Note the rear hand is covering his lead, and the lead hand is going to catch Marlon. And there it is. Let's go ahead and see that again. We'll keep adding to that idea. Derrick's going to initiate his lead, connecting right here. Think of that as beat 1. And notice his head is over his lead foot. That's important. And also the fact that Marlon got pushed to his rear foot. Now for beat 2, Marlon's going to come back with a rear hook. But on the same beat, watch as Derrick bobs straight down on that lead foot right here. So for Derrick, that's jab, bob. Okay, so in the last clip, I brought in the idea of beats, and the reason why is because it's going to help explain this clip too. This time, Marlon initiates committing his lead right here. Now, you'll notice on the very same beat, Derrick caught that jab and counter jabbed. Again, all in the first beat. Think of Derrick catching and jabbing in unison. Now, Marlon's head made it across the line. Notice his head is over that lead foot with his rear hand ready to follow. Now Derrick's in a pickle because his head is over his lead foot. If he doesn't move, he's going to get caught flush. So does he have an answer? And he does. He'll roll to his rear foot, taking the steam off of that cross right here. So for Derrick, that's catch, counter, roll. All right, on to new stuff. First, we'll see Marlon and Derrick pendulum right here. That's beat 1. Now, for beat 2, Marlon's going to throw his rear cross as Derrick drops. And one thing to note, Derrick was moving right, which means he's going to drop down off of that rear foot. Now, for example, say Derrick had been in his high guard, head over his lead foot, he could have bobbed straight down off his lead foot and still gotten under that rear cross. Just something to chew on. So for Derrick, that's drop. He also can drop under a jab. And here's the cool note. With his weight on that rear foot, he's loaded to spring and pendulum back. So that's drop, pendulum. And finally, he could also pull from his lead foot to his rear foot right here, then drop under the rear cross. And a minor note about Marlon here. Derrick's looking to weave back to his lead foot, but Marlon's not allowing him, using both his forearm and his rear hip, keeping him in place. And that's all I got.